My mom is a Grammy-winning diva, my dad is a Hollywood Oscar-winning actor, and my younger brother is a pop sensation. But I've always kept a low profile, until the day my classmates mocked me as an unwanted bastard, and I finally snapped.
Dad, Mom, Noah, the school is having an open day today. Do you want to come? Emma Hart, why didn't your parents show up to the parent-teacher conference again? Did you even tell them about it?
Ms. Parker's voice was sharp as she chewed me out in her office, but I didn't know what to say.
I told them. They just couldn't make it. Work. What kind of work keeps someone so busy that they can't show up for 3 years? No parent-teacher conferences, no open house, not once.
I froze. The truth is, my parents have always wanted to come to school. I was the one who wouldn't let them. Why? I looked up at Ms. Parker's computer screen. Her desktop wallpaper was a photo of Celeste Hart, global pop icon. She's been dominating the charts since her debut album dropped over 2 decades ago, and her throne remains untouched. Yeah, that's my mom. Then there was the movie magazine on the desk next to hers. Adrian Cole, Hollywood legend, 3-time Oscar winner, box office king. The man middle-aged women across America have been swooning over for years. Yeah, that's my dad. And that still wasn't even all of it. Just outside the office door...
Did you guys see Noah Cole's performance last night? Oh my god, he's unreal! I've had his new song on repeat since midnight.
They were talking about Noah Cole, the hottest teen idol in the country right now. Started as a child star, blew up into a global phenomenon, breaks the internet basically every other day. Yeah, my younger brother. Now tell me, with a family like this, you think I can just casually let them show up at school? If they actually came, the fans would swarm the building and block every single entrance. Front gates, back gates. It would be chaos. Ms. Parker, of course, had no idea what I was dealing with. Her voice softened a little.
Emma, I don't know what's going on at home, but you're an excellent student. I'm sure your parents are proud of you. Have them come visit the school.
I have always been the type who folds when people are nice to me. The moment she said it that way, I couldn't bring myself to say no.
I'll try,
I said, keeping it vague. Back in the classroom, I'd barely sat down before I heard Madison Blake's shrill voice cutting through the air.
So your parents bailed on the parent-teacher conference again, Emma? Do they even care about you?
I looked up at Madison. She was pretty, but it was the kind of pretty that was about 30% natural and 70% effort. So when people started saying that she and I were both the most popular girls in school, even though I barely put in any effort at all, it drove her insane. I wasn't planning to engage, but she kept going.
Or maybe you're just embarrassed because your parents are too embarrassing to show up? That's not right, Emma. Even if your dad works in some mine out in Montana, he's still your father.
Earlier in the school year, the teachers had tried calling my parents. My dad was on location shooting a film out in Montana at the time. The phone signal kept cutting out, and because I'm so low-key about my life, Madison started spreading rumors that my family was broke and that my dad was a mine worker. People believed it. I just stared at her, completely calm.
Madison, has your face been looking a little puffy lately?
Bullseye, she shrieked, instantly forgot all about mocking me. She scrambled to find a mirror, frantically checking her reflection. Satisfied, I grabbed my bag and went home. I got home to find 3 people sprawled out on the living room couch. My mom was doing a face mask, my dad was watching a movie channel, my brother was playing video games. I just stood there. I'm sorry, Ms. Parker. I lied to you. My family isn't busy at all. My parents have been at the top of the industry for so long, they've been financially free for years. As for my brother, my parents say he's still growing, so they won't let his agency overwork him. When you look at it that way, I'm pretty sure I'm actually the busiest person in this house. The moment my dad saw me walk in, he immediately put on a wounded tone.
Parent-teacher conference is over? Honestly, it's so sad. I don't even get the ants to attend my own daughter's parent-teacher conference.
Unlike me, my dad has always wanted to show up at school. In his own words, he's dying to hear a teacher praise him for having such an accomplished daughter in person. Too bad I've always said no. To really sell it, he even wiped the corner of his eye dramatically. I stared at him. Dad, with acting that over the top, do you really deserve those 3 Oscars? My brother immediately jumped in to fan the flames.
Yeah, sis? Are you embarrassed by us or something? Because every time I ask you to play video games with me, you say no.
I'm not embarrassed,
I said, exasperated.
You guys are just way too famous. I don't want to deal with unnecessary drama.
My dad just snorted, unbothered.
Fine, forget that for now. Emma, Martin Reed is putting together a new teen movie, and he wants you for the lead. Are you interested?
The Martin Reed my dad was talking about is a legendary Hollywood director and my dad's best friend. He's watched me grow up since I was a kid. He's always telling me I have a face made for the big screen and has been trying to drag me into acting forever. I've lost count of how many times I've turned him down.
Not interested. I want to focus on school first. Acting can wait.
I headed for the stairs.
Enough. The fact that you and I produced a daughter who can actually study this hard is already a miracle. Stop distracting her from applying to the Ivy League.
The next day, I went to school like usual, but the second I walked into the classroom, I could tell something was off. I asked around and found out that the director, Martin Reed, needed fresh young faces for his new movie and was coming to our school to hold an open casting call. I remembered what my dad had mentioned the night before and casually asked,
Are they casting the female lead?
Every single one of them looked at me like I'd said something ridiculous.
Are you kidding? It's for the 5th female rule. But it's Martin Reed. Even landing a 5th lead in one of his films is basically a one-way ticket to Hollywood.
The audition was being held in the school auditorium. Basically, every girl in the class sprinted over there. I was the only one who stayed behind in the classroom, working through practice tests. But of course, the second I finished a practice paper, Ms. Parker caught me and told me to deliver some paperwork to the music department. So I grabbed a stack of vocabulary flashcards and headed toward the auditorium, quizzing myself as I walked.
Madison, even Director Martin complimented you. That role is definitely yours. Oh my God, are you seriously about to break into Hollywood?
Madison couldn't keep the smugness off her face. Then she looked up and saw me.
Well, if it isn't our grade's top student, I thought you looked down on the entertainment industry.
What are you doing at an audition? I'm here to drop off paperwork for Mr. Lewis.
Madison didn't believe me for a second.
Save the act. If you want to audition, just say so. But I'm telling you now, don't waste your time.
Director Martin personally complimented me just now.
That role is mine.
I couldn't help but glance at her, not for the reason she thought. I was just genuinely stunned that someone could say 5th female lead with the same reverence as Best Actress at the Oscars. Madison completely misread my expression and assumed I was jealous. That only fueled her further.
Emma, I know you're envious, but envy won't get you anywhere. Your family's broke, you dress like a total nobody, and no matter how hard you grind, you'll never catch up to me.
She hadn't even finished her sentence when a surprised voice rang out from behind her.
Emma!
My heart dropped. I'd figured the auditorium would be so packed there was no way I'd run into Uncle Martin. Otherwise, I never would have come. But today of all days, my luck completely ran out.
Emma, is it really you? God, how long has it been since I've seen you?
The entire auditorium went dead silent. Every face froze in shock. Madison's eyes nearly popped out of her skull. It took her a long moment to find her voice.
Director Martin, you know Emma?
Martin beamed.
Of course. Her dad is my business partner.
Business partner?
Everyone was lost. I jumped in before anyone could ask follow-ups.
My dad works in the film industry.
I mean, an actor technically works on set, not a lie. Everyone naturally assumed my dad was some behind-the-scenes crew guy, but even that was enough to blow their minds.
Wait, so Emma's family is in film and TV? And she's been this low-key about it? Unlike some people who act like they own Hollywood because their aunt fetches coffee on a soundstage.
That comment hit Madison square in the face. Her expression flickered, but there was something else clearly weighing on her more.
Director Martin, even if you know Emma's dad, I hope you'll keep the casting fair. Just because she's a family friend doesn't mean she should get handed the role.
She was clearly terrified I'd snatch that 5th female lead away from her. But Uncle Martin just let out a loud laugh, like she'd told him the funniest joke he'd ever heard.
5th female rude? What are you even talking about? Emma would never audition for a 5th lead. I've been offering her the female lead for years, and she's turned me down every single time.
Silence swallowed the auditorium again. Madison's jaw dropped so hard, it looked like it might unhinge. Just then, someone called for Director Martin to continue the auditions. I handed off the paperwork to Mr. Lewis and turned to leave. But as I passed Madison, I paused and glanced at her.
Madison, you said you were auditioning for which role again?
Her face went white. Before she could even open her mouth, I nodded slowly.
Oh, right. The fifth female rude.
I let out a thoughtful sigh.
That really does sound like an incredibly important part.
I didn't bother to look at her face turning green. I walked out of there in a very good mood. From that day on, my life at school completely flipped upside down. Suddenly, every girl in my class was aggressively friendly. Some would sidle up and hint around, asking if my dad could get them jobs on set. Others would beat around the bush, digging for celebrity gossip. They hounded me so much my head started pounding. And honestly, it only confirmed what I already knew. Hiding who my family really was had been the right call. Right now, all they knew was that my dad worked on film sets, and they were already this unhinged about it. If they ever found out who my parents and my brother actually were, they'd lose their minds completely. A few weeks later, the school's spring showcase rolled around. This year's theme was a student fashion show. Everyone was supposed to donate a few pieces of clothing, mix and match them as a group, and then have students walk the runway. But the day of the event, disaster. A massive rainstorm over the weekend had flooded the first floor of the building, and the storage room where our class had stashed all the clothes completely soaked. Almost everything was ruined. Madison completely lost it and started screaming at everyone.
What is wrong with you people? Why would you put the clothes on the first floor? Did anyone even use their brain?
I couldn't take it anymore and cut her off.
Madison, the most important thing right now is to fix the problem, not stand around blaming people. Fix it how? We've got barely 3 hours before the show starts. Where are we supposed to get that many good-looking outfits? Our class is gonna be the laughingstock of the entire school.
All around us, our classmates looked completely defeated. I looked at them and felt a little bad. After thinking for a second, I spoke up.
What if I borrow some clothes from my mom's closet?
My mom isn't just a global pop icon. She's also the fashion world's darling. Designers fall over themselves to dress her for red carpets. Her walk-in closet is basically a small boutique. But Madison actually laughed out loud the moment she heard me.
Emma, what are you even saying? Your mom is some middle-aged woman? Her clothes would just make us look even more ridiculous on that runway.
The other students, though.
Emma, does your mom have a lot of clothes? She's got enough, we'll take mature and stylish. Let's just get through this event. She's got a lot of clothes.
I said honestly.
It's just... Just what?
I voiced my one concern.
All of my mom's clothes are designer. Isn't that going to be a little too over the top?
Some of those dresses and gowns cost absurd amounts of money. Madison rolled her eyes so hard it was a miracle they stayed in her head.
Designer? Among the clothes that got ruined, I donated 2 pieces of berry cog. Does your mom even own anything on that level?
I shook my head honestly.
No.
My mom's closet is mostly couture. There's barely any ready to wear, let alone last season's Balenciaga. The other students looked a little disappointed, but they nodded anyway.
We have no choice but to try. Emma, please.
I called my mom right away. She agreed without a second thought.
No problem.
I made her promise at least 3 times to pick something low-key before I finally hung up. I stood with my classmates outside the auditorium, waiting for whoever was bringing the clothes. I'd assumed it would be my mom's assistant, or maybe our family driver. When I saw a familiar Porsche pulling up, my stomach dropped. My brother, Noah Cole, the biggest teen idol in America, stepped out, flashed me a dazzling grin.
Hey sis, I brought the clothes for you.
Dead silence, the kind of eerie, unnatural silence that makes your ears ring. Then came the screams, the kind that nearly tore the roof off.
Noah Cole! Oh my god, it's actually Noah Cole! Noah, can I get an autograph?
The girls snapped out of their daze and lunged at him like
Calm
a
down,
stampede.
everyone. Please, calm down. I'm just here to drop off some clothes.
He popped the trunk. It was stuffed with clothes. Without another word, he shoved armfuls of clothes into my classmate's hands and said quickly,
Anyway, I'm kind of busy. See you later, sis.
He threw me a wave, dove back into the car, leaving me standing there, alone.
Emma.
One girl recovered first, staring at me with wide eyes.
What did Noah Cole just call you?
The others snapped back to reality all at once.
Yeah, he called you sis the second he got out of the car. And he said it again before he left.
Every pair of eyes locked onto me like I was being held at gunpoint. Their faces said if I didn't give them an explanation right this second, they'd devour me alive. I could feel cold sweat rolling down my back. My brain went into overdrive. How the hell was I supposed to explain this? Tell them Noah was my cousin on my mom's side? On my dad's side? Which one would cause less damage? My head was about to combust, and then Madison let out a sharp, icy laugh.
Emma, I really didn't see this coming. I didn't know you were that kind of crazy fangirl.
I blinked.
What? Don't play dumb. Be honest. You run a major fan account for Noah Cole, don't you?
That's why he calls you sis.
She said it through gritted teeth.
That has to be it. Your dad works in the entertainment industry, so he probably pulled some strings to get you closer to Noah than a normal fan could ever get.
She was right. These days, when a celebrity calls someone sis, it doesn't have to mean actual sister. Young idols use it all the time with their top fans and fan account admins. I looked up at Madison, and for the first time in my life, genuine gratitude. Oh my God, Madison, thank you. Thank you for handing me the perfect excuse. Madison clearly did not understand the depth of emotion in my gaze.
Emma, why are you staring at me like that? Don't tell me you're about to claim you're Noah Cole's actual sister. Don't make me laugh. Your last name is Hart. His is Cole. At least figure out your own lie before you open your mouth.
My parents' wedding was a national sensation. Practically everyone knows about it, but very few people outside the industry knew that Noah was actually their son. That was mostly my brother's doing. When he first got into the entertainment business, he made a decision right from the start. He was never going to ride on our parents' fame, so he kept the family background locked down tight. And because of that, it never once crossed Madison's mind or anyone else's that my brother and I simply took different last names, one from our mom, one from our dad. I immediately jumped onto the lifeline she'd thrown me.
No, Madison, you're absolutely right. I do run a big fan account for Noah.
Everyone finally seemed to accept this as a reasonable explanation. They started bombarding me with questions about which fan account I ran. I had no answer for that, so I just gave them a vague smile.
I'm keeping that a secret for now.
But then someone connected another dot.
Wait, Emma. Even if you're a major Noah Cole fan, why would he be delivering clothes for your mom?
The air went still again. Everyone's head swiveled back toward me.
Yeah, he said he was bringing clothes from your mom. Since when does an idol do personal deliveries for a fan's mother?
My smile froze solid on my face. I had no choice but to bullshit my way through.
Because my mom is also a fan of his, so our families kind of know each other. She probably asked him to do it as a favor.
Even to my own ears, that sounded insane. I could still see suspicion written all over their faces, so I quickly changed the subject.
Anyway, the show is about to start. We should really check out the clothes.
That snapped them back to the crisis at hand. Everyone dove into the rack of clothes my mom had sent, and the second they did, the shock hit all over again.
Oh my God, Emma, your mom's clothes are absolutely stunning. They're not just pretty, these look seriously expensive. What do you mean look expensive? Look closer. This is X Ronell. Wait, is this Fantino? And this isn't off the rack. Is this actual haute couture?
There were a few girls in the class who knew their brands, and the moment they recognized what they were holding, the gasps started flying. Madison's face went white.
That's impossible. Emma's dad is just some crew guy on a film set. There's no way her mom can afford this many expensive clothes.
She started frantically digging through the dresses, clearly hoping to find proof they were knockoffs.
Oh my God, this dress is unreal. And it looks so familiar. Wait, I've got it. Isn't this the gown Celeste Hart wore on the red carpet 2 days ago? Yes! That Dior haute couture piece. I'm pretty sure it's literally one of a kind. What is it doing here?
Once again, every pair of eyes in the room landed on me. I was about to fall apart on the spot. Mom, I specifically told you to keep it low-key. Why on earth did you send your just off the red carpet couture gown? I was in the middle of a full internal meltdown when Madison's eyes flickered and she spoke up again.
Emma, is it possible that your mom is actually...
My heart literally skipped a beat.
Is it possible that your mom is actually Celeste Hart's stylist?
I blinked.
What? It has to be. Who else but a stylist for a superstar like Celeste Hart would have access to this many couture gowns?
And somehow, the rest of the class immediately ran with it.
That actually makes so much sense. Emma's dad already works in film and TV, so it wouldn't be weird if her mom was in the industry too. No wonder her mom knows Noah Cole. She's probably styled him industry before. Oh my God, we hit the jackpot! These are actual clothes worn by actual celebrities.
I didn't say a single word. They had built the entire logical chain all by themselves. I couldn't help but turn to look at Madison again, flooded with gratitude for the second time that day. Madison caught my gaze and her skin crawled.
Emma, why do you keep looking at me with that weird expression? Nothing.
I spoke with complete sincerity.
I just suddenly realized you look especially beautiful and especially smart today.
And I meant it. If it weren't for Madison's truly galaxy brain leaps of logic, I would have had absolutely no way to keep my mom and brother's real identities buried any longer. After they finished convincing themselves, no one questioned my family situation again. Everyone excitedly grabbed the clothes my mom had sent and ran off to prep for the spring showcase. After a long, exhausting day, I dragged myself home feeling like I could collapse. The moment I walked through the door, my brother was the first one to bolt over.
Sis, I didn't mess things up too badly for you today, did I?
I smacked him on the head.
You have the nerve to ask. Why were you the one delivering the clothes? And the second you got out of the car, you called me sis. Then you ran off faster than anyone.
I ran because your classmates are terrifying.
Clutching his head with a wounded expression.
And the clothes thing, Mom asked me to do it.
I turned toward the couch where the global pop icon who face masks 24 hours a day was sitting.
My assistant and the driver both had things come up today. That's why I sent Noah. By the way, did your classmates figure out who I am?
No, they think you're a celebrity stylist.
Oh, I see.
Mom, you really don't need to look that disappointed. After the spring showcase, my status at school completely blew up. Sure, I had still managed to keep my mom and brother's true identities under wraps. But the fan account admin Noah Cole calls sis, combined with the daughter of Celeste Hart's stylist, was more than enough to send every girl in school into a frenzy. Everywhere I went, someone was trying to talk to me. It was driving me insane. And I swear to God, all I ever wanted was to be a top student in peace. It also made me more certain of one thing. Before I got into my dream university, I absolutely could not let anyone find out who the 3 celebrities in my family really were. But just as I made that resolution, trouble came knocking. Ms. Parker called me to her office and said my dad needed to come to school. My face changed instantly.
Why? Obviously because of your college applications and graduation exam arrangements. Your grades have always been consistent. But by protocol, a parent still needs to come in for a pre-graduation consultation.
She looked at me, her tone earnest.
And honestly, your parents have barely shown up at this school for years. Home visits have never worked out either. I'm genuinely concerned, so I've decided to at least have your father come in. Don't worry, I've already reached him. He said he'd make time.
Hearing that didn't make me feel better. It made me panic more because my parents both use stage names in the industry. The names registered in the school records have never been the 2 famous names the public knows. That's exactly why Miss Parker, even though she had their contact info, had never once suspected who they were. But if my dad actually showed up at school in person, there was no way it would stay hidden. I tried to say something else, but Miss Parker was clearly done negotiating. She shooed me straight back to class. The second I got to my seat, I messaged my dad. Dad, did my teacher call you to come to school? He replied almost instantly. Relax, sweetheart. I know what you're worried about. Everything's going to be fine. Seeing that message, I finally let out a small breath of relief. If he said that, then he'd probably come up with some excuse to get out of it. I put my phone down and went back to my practice problems. But not long after, our class president burst through the door, face full of panic.
Emma, your dad's here.
My pen dropped onto the desk.
My dad's here? Yeah.
The class president's expression was impossible to read.
He's in Miss Parker's office right now.
Everything went dark. What the hell? My dad told me not to worry. Why did he still show up? I practically stumbled into the office, and then I saw the man standing beside Ms. Parker's desk. I froze solid. The man was wearing sunglasses and a face mask. That wasn't all. In the middle of a heat wave, he had a thick scarf wrapped around his neck and a baseball cap pulled low. His entire face was covered so tightly that even though I share his blood and have lived with him my whole life, it took me several seconds of staring to confirm. Yes, that was him. That was my dad, Adrian Cole, Hollywood legend. And suddenly, I understood why the class president had looked so horrified when she told me, "Your dad's here." She hadn't recognized who he was. She was terrified because a man dressed like a deranged stalker had just wandered into the school. Forget the class president. Ms. Parker's expression was already looking a little off too. But my dad, his psychological fortitude was genuinely staggering. Wearing that entire ridiculous getup, he sat there perfectly composed, listening intently while Ms. Parker analyzed my academic performance.
Mr. Hart, you don't need to worry too much. Emma is one of the most consistent and outstanding students in her grade. She's maintained the top ranking. Academically, there are no major issues. For a student like Emma, what we're really focused on now is her emotional state and her ability to stay steady under pressure.
As Ms. Parker went through her praises one by one, even though my dad's face was buried under a mask, sunglasses, and a scarf until only a sliver was visible, I could feel the pure, smug satisfaction radiating off him. All these years, he was finally hearing a teacher praise his daughter in person. When it was over, my dad left thoroughly satisfied. After seeing him off, Ms. Parker looked at me like she wanted to say something, but couldn't quite find the words. In the end, she just sighed and patted my shoulder.
Emma, I think I finally understand why you've never wanted your father to come to school. But don't worry, I'm sure he still loves you.
I stared at her. Great. My dad has officially been labeled a weirdo. Unfortunately, my dad was completely oblivious to this. When I got home that evening, he looked at me with a smug grin.
So, sweetheart, your dad's disguise was pretty successful today, wasn't it? Nobody recognized me at all, right?
I was silent for a few seconds before I finally spoke, exhausted.
Dad, you didn't have to do all that. You could have just told the teacher you were busy.
I meant that sincerely, but to my surprise, my dad's eyes suddenly went red.
But
His voice caught.
I really wanted to hear about my daughter's life at school, just like any ordinary father would.
I couldn't say anything. Looking at him like that, even though a part of me knew at least half of it was pure performance, I still softened. Forget it. Maybe after graduation exams are over, I'll finally give him his official title. Graduation exam week arrived fast. My parents and my brother all wanted to come with me, but this time I said no again. This time it's not just about me, I said seriously.
This time it's not just about me. It's about all the test takers. Dad, Mom, Noah, you guys are way too famous. If you cause a commotion and it messes me up, fine. But what about the other students?
My dad tried to push back.
Then what if we wear disguises again? Like last time I met your teacher?
I shook my head without hesitation.
What if someone recognizes you? To be safe, you shouldn't come.
I had a point. My parents and my brother all reluctantly agreed. I went to the exam site alone. That's when I realized, aside from me, almost every other student had brought their entire family. Take Madison, for example. Her entourage was absurd. Aunts from both sides, uncles, grandmothers, they were all there, holding bouquets and bags, making sure everyone knew exactly how many people she had in her corner. But no matter how many people showed up, in the end, the one walking into that exam room was still just you. When the last test was finally over, the school arranged buses to take us back to campus. The parents would meet us there, pick up their kids, pack up dorm rooms, take graduation photos, and then summer break officially started. I had barely gotten on the bus when I heard Madison's sarcastic laughs.
Some people really are so pitiful. It's bad enough no one shows up for parent-teacher conferences, but no one even came for graduation exams?
She'd obviously noticed I was alone the whole time. She just hadn't had time to mess with me while exams were going on. Now that they were finally over, making me her entertainment was clearly her top priority. I was going to ignore her, but she just kept going, each word uglier than the last.
So what if your mom is a celebrity stylist and your dad works on a film set? They still don't care about you. Or wait, Emma, are you actually your parents' illegitimate love child? The dirty secret they can't ever show lauding their faces for?
When I heard that, my head snapped up. I fixed her with a cold stare.
Madison, say that again.
She flinched. I saw it. My look clearly shook her. But there were too many people on the bus, and someone as obsessed with saving face as Madison, there was no way she'd back down.
I said you're a bastard. Otherwise, why would your parents never dare to show up?
Slap. Before she could finish, I was already on my feet, my palm cracked across her face.
Emma! How dare you hit me? How dare you! You ran your mouth? Don't expect me to be polite.
Tears of rage welled up in Madison's eyes.
I was just telling the truth. Fine, then explain it. Why have your parents never dared to show their faces?
I looked at her, expressionless. All these years, I kept my parents' and my brother's identities a secret because I wanted to finish school in peace, handle my applications, get through my exams. But now exams were over, and I suddenly felt like there was no point in hiding anymore. Honestly, after hiding for so many years, I was tired. With that thought, I suddenly smiled at Madison.
Madison, haven't you always wanted to meet my parents? Fine, I'll grant your wish.
I pulled out my phone and dialed home.
Dad, Mom, I'm done with exams. There's a parent meet and greet thing at school. Are you free to come by? Right now?
After I hung up, I couldn't be bothered to look at Madison's face anymore. I sat back down and went back to checking my answers, but the other students couldn't contain themselves anymore.
Emma, if your mom's coming, can you ask her to get me Celeste Hart's autograph? My mom is obsessed with her. And your dad, he works in the film industry, right? Could he get me Adrian Cole's autograph? He might have worked with him before or something?
I almost laughed, but I nodded anyway.
Yeah, no problem.
Madison, meanwhile, still couldn't help herself.
So what if they are just two behind-the-scenes staffers? What's there to be so proud of?
She sniffed.
When I make it in the industry, maybe your parents will end up working for me.
Director Martin's fifth female lead role had gone to Madison in the end. So lately she'd been carrying herself like a star in the making, her ego practically floating into the stratosphere. I ignored her. She'd find out soon enough exactly how ridiculous her words were. The bus pulled up to the school gates, but for some reason, we got stuck. The whole class pressed their faces to the windows, craning their necks.
What's going on? Why are there so many people crowded at the school entrance?
I looked up too. Had my parents already arrived? But when I actually saw the crowd, I paused. Why were they all teenage girls? If my parents had come, I'd have expected the crowd to be mostly middle-aged men and women. That's their core demographic. I was still frowning in confusion when a wave of screams erupted outside.
Noah Cole! Ah, it's really Noah Cole! Oh my god, he's even better looking in person than in his videos!
I went completely still. What was going on? Why was my brother here too? Before I could even process it, Noah, standing in the center of the crowd up ahead, spotted me with his sharp eyes. He immediately flashed that signature grin.
Sis!
He shouted at the fans around him.
Excuse me? I need to find my sister.
The fans around him were clearly stunned silent by that word, sister. Dazed, they instinctively parted to make way. My brother ran straight up to me and shoved a massive bouquet into my arms.
Congrats on finishing your exam, sis.
Why are you here too?
I had only called our parents.
You think I'd miss a scene like this?
I was about to speak, but Madison beat me to it.
Emma, you really are something. A fan account admin, and on exam day your idol personally delivers you flowers? If someone didn't know any better, they'd think there was something inappropriate going on between you two.
The second those words left her mouth, the expressions on the faces of my brother's fans shifted. Instantly, the admiration from before was gone. Now it was pure hostility, which made sense. Earlier, when they thought I was just a fan account admin, they'd been excited. But seeing Noah personally bring me flowers, of course people would start speculating. These days, scandals about idols having secret, shady relationships with their top fans were everywhere. The kind of scandal that could destroy a young idol's career overnight. My expression went cold. I opened my mouth to fire back, but before I could, my brother spoke first.
What fan account, admin? She's my actual sister.
The silence that fell was so complete I could have heard a pin drop. Everyone's eyes went impossibly wide, stunned, speechless. Madison's smirk froze solid on her face.
Actual sister? Who's your actual sister?
My brother looked at her with obvious impatience.
Emma. Who else would it be? You?
She still refused to give up. She made one last desperate grasp.
But your last name is Cole. Hers is Hart.
So what?
Noah looked at her like she was an idiot.
One took Dad's last name, one took Mom's. Is that not allowed?
After that, he was clearly done wasting energy on Madison. He grabbed my arm and pulled me toward the school building.
Come on, sis. Mom and Dad are already waiting for you in your classroom.
As I walked with him, I couldn't help worrying.
Noah, now that you've admitted I'm your sister, aren't Mom and Dad about to get exposed too?
My plan today had only been to reveal my parents. As for Noah, I hadn't called him at all, specifically to avoid exposing his connection to them. But the moment he showed up, he blew his own cover. My brother didn't care at all. He just waved it off.
It's fine. I'm plenty famous now. I've already proven everything I need to prove. If people find out who my parents are, so what?
We reached the teaching building. Then we got blocked again, mainly because my brother's popularity is just that massive, and news spreads insanely fast online. The whole walk from the school gate to the teaching building took maybe a few minutes, but in that time, the fact that he'd shown up at my school and publicly admitted I was his biological sister had already spread across the entire campus. The power of an A-list celebrity is no joke. Practically every girl in the school had rushed out. The area below our building was packed solid, completely blocked off. Everyone was screaming Noah's name, and plenty of people started shouting my name too.
Emma, starting today, you're my sister too! Yeah, please, let me be your sister-in-law!
I stared at them. Watching this scene, I felt nothing but overwhelming gratitude that I hadn't revealed my brother's identity before graduation exams. Otherwise, there would have been zero chance of me taking my tests in peace. With the crowd way too big to handle, my brother had to call in the bodyguards and assistants who'd been stationed at the school gate. He looked at me, genuinely apologetic.
Sis, I'm not coming upstairs with you. If I do, your classroom will probably get crushed.
A very reasonable concern. I waited until his bodyguards and assistants had him safely surrounded before heading upstairs with my classmates. As we climbed the stairs, my classmates were still in a state of extreme, barely contained hysteria.
Emma, you're unbelievable! You're Noah Coles' actual sister, and you hid it from us this whole time! Seriously! And you lied and said you were just his fan account admin. Sorry. I just wanted to focus on school and peace before. We're not mad!
Just tell us, what are your parents' standards daughter-in-law for a daughter-in-law?
I want to marry your brother.
Hearing them bring up my parents made my heart skip nervously. I laughed a dry laugh.
If you want to know, just ask them yourself in a minute. Oh, right! Your parents are here today, too!
Speaking of which, Noah's been in the industry for years and never revealed his family. I've always wondered what his parents look like.
With a son that good look, his parents definitely can't be bad.
While my classmates were excited, Madison looked sick. She had barely accepted that Noah was my brother, then seized another chance to attack me.
So what if your brother's a celebrity? Emma, your brother's a star, but your parents aren't. Why have they never come to school all these years? In the end, they still don't care about you.
She clearly meant to fight me to the end. I ignored her and kept walking, but something felt wrong. It was between classes, yet every office was empty. Where were the teachers? When I reached our floor, I saw why. The hallway outside our classroom was packed with teachers, parents, and students, all craning to look inside. Almost the entire faculty was there. They were buzzing.
Oh my God, it's really Celeste Hart. She's even prettier in person.
And Adrian Cole? How is he that handsome in real life?
My classmates froze.
What? Did they say Adrian Cole and Celeste Hart? Why are they at our school and in our classroom?
It no longer looked like a parent meeting, but a fan event.
Celeste, can I get an autograph? And photo?
Adrian, I've been your fan for 10 years. Can you video call my wife?
Watching these usually serious adults flushed with excitement, I thought middle-aged fans were no less intense. And leading the charge at the very front of the fandom stampede was, very obviously, Ms. Parker. Ms. Parker, my mom's die-hard fan, was so excited she could barely speak.
Celeste, I'm just so happy. Seeing you is just...
She trailed off. My mom smiled gently.
Thank you, teacher.
Being thanked by her idol nearly made Ms. Parker faint. Then Madison pushed past the teachers and parents and rushed to my dad. Blushing, she said sweetly,
Hello, I'm Madison Blake. I'll play Sophie in director Martin Reed's new film. Hello, 18. I heard you'll make a special appearance too. I hope I can learn from you.
Since she was entering the entertainment industry, she was clearly trying to flatter my dad. In front of him, she looked nothing like the girl who bullied me every day.
Yeah, I know who you are.
You know me? Did Director Martin mention me?
Classmates looked at her enviously.
You bully my daughter at school every day. Of course I know who you are.
Your daughter? Yes. Our daughter. We may not come to school often, but we know what's been happening. I hear you've made a habit of bullying our Emma. Is that right?
Madison turned deathly pale and stared at me. Everyone looked at me too. Even Ms. Parker, in shock, walked to my parents, linked arms with them, and smiled.
Dad, Mom, thanks for coming.
If you hadn't wanted to keep a low profile and study in peace, your mom and I would have come years ago.
Wait, so Emma's parents aren't just some random film industry workers. They're Adrian Cole and Celeste Hart themselves? Oh my God, so when Director Martin said Emma's dad was his business partner, he was literally talking about Adrian Cole. And her mom isn't a stylist. She's Celeste Hart herself! My God, that family lineup is just insane. It's not just the parents. Don't forget, Emma also has an A-list little brother. Right, Noah Cole is Emma's biological brother, and Emma is Adrian Celeste's daughter, so Noah is Adrian Celeste's biological son? This is insane. I saw someone post this theory online before, and I thought it was total nonsense. It's actually true.
Even the teachers and parents at the door had completely lost their composure.
God, I've been teaching my idol's daughter this entire time!
My kid has been going to school with my goddess's child. I need to post this right now.
Amid all the screaming and chaos, only one person's face was whiter than paper, Madison. She stood frozen in place, her shoulders trembling like she might collapse at any second.
Madison, haven't you always wanted to meet my parents? Well, you've met them now. Satisfied?
Madison jolted, snapping back to reality. She stared at me, barely suppressing the jealousy and resentment burning in her eyes. But the next second, she forced a smile onto her face anyway.
Emma, everything I said before, I was just joking around. Look, I'm about to work with your dad on a film, right? All that little stuff from before, let's just forget about it, okay?
I almost laughed out loud. Working with my dad on a film? She landed a 5th female lead, and my dad was just doing a brief cameo. She really knew how to make herself sound important. I was still trying to think of how to respond without sounding petty when my dad spoke first.
You're mistaken.
He looked at Madison, face completely blank.
I had dinner with Martin last night. I happened to mention how you've been bullying Emma at school. He's already decided to replace you.
I looked at my dad, and a wave of pure satisfaction washed over me. I'd almost forgotten. My dad is actually even more vindictive than I am. Everyone in the class knew how much that role meant to her. The moment she heard the word replace, her voice started shaking.
To her. No, Mr. Adrian, there's been a misunderstanding. Replace her voice.
Before she could finish, my mom cut in, calm and even.
It's not just that film. I've already made some calls as well. No one in this industry will want to work with you going forward.
Her tone was perfectly level. You couldn't even detect real anger in it.
I'm actually doing this for your own good. With a personality like yours, if you really entered this industry, you'd eventually get yourself into serious trouble. Better to give up now.
I almost burst out laughing right there. When it came to the art of speech, no one did it like my mom. Maximum devastation, delivered like an act of charity. After dropping those words, my parents completely ignored the now bloodless Madison. They turned away and were immediately surrounded by a crowd of parents.
How on earth did you raise a daughter this outstanding and this academically brilliant?
Ah, this topic. My parents had probably been holding this one in for years. Today, they finally got their chance to show off properly. By the time they'd answered all the sun was nearly setting. I headed downstairs with my parents to find my brother, who had also spent the entire day signing autographs and taking photos. All 3 of them were completely exhausted, but I could tell every single one of them was deeply, genuinely happy. I was happy too.
All right, let's go home.
The setting sun stretched the 4 of our shadows long across the ground. I looked down at those 4 silhouettes, and only one thought filled my heart. I am, probably, the luckiest person in the world.